I hope you've had a little bit of time to reflect. Now, let's make a record of our thinking on this. So the first question is, who is successful? Okay, what did you notice about that chart? I hope you were able to recognize quite a few faces. Okay, so things like they have political power. They are artists. They are athletes. What else did you notice? Okay, a lot of them had something to do with media, didn't they? Okay, so who is successful? Okay, these are people from all over the world. These are the kinds of people that we consider successful in our world. Now, what makes them successful? I put into the internet the question, famous athletes. Okay, the internet knew who to pick. Okay, how do we decide this? How do we decide those people are successful? Okay, what makes them successful? How do we know to include them in a list of who's successful? I wonder what you think. Okay, perhaps because they make a lot of money. That's a sign for a US dollar. Perhaps you use a different sign for your currency. But they're rich. They have lots of money. They get lots of attention. Okay? If you looked up any of those people on the internet, or if you watch the news, you would see their names and their faces. Okay? So they get attention. Okay? They're well known. What else makes them successful? Perhaps they have talent, unusual ability to sing or kick a soccer ball or to convince other people of their ideas. So perhaps they have unusual amounts of talent. Okay? Perhaps they have quite a lot of education. Some of them, perhaps not. Perhaps they just have an unusual talent, like to kick a soccer ball. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean they have a high degree of education, although some of them may. That is part of what we consider being very successful, isn't it? Okay? Maybe one other thing is what makes them successful is they have a lot of influence. People follow their example. Okay, so they have the ability to change our behavior. From the young kids that want to wear the same clothes as their famous athlete or movie star, to adults who might watch the television and be convinced, change their beliefs because of a speech of a well-known politician, someone that they admire. Okay, so what makes them successful? Okay, now what are the results of their success? What happens as a result of these people being successful? Okay, they are powerful. They can make other people do what they want. Some of the pictures were of people who did not use their influence to be helpful. In fact, they used their influence to control others, to increase their own power or wealth or status by taking it away from other people, taking away other people's money or freedom. So they are very powerful. They become personally stronger and wealthier, right? So the results of their success, some of those people, they made the world a better place for the rest of us, but some of them not. Some of them, the result of their success was other people were unhappy. Perhaps just that they were personally wealthy and personally quite powerful. But many of those people, if you know anything about their story and their personal life, they're not happy people. They don't have happy families. They end up with broken families. They end up with drug abuse. Some of them end up dying early because their lifestyle was so destructive. So some of them, they cause other people a lot of pain, or they are in a lot of pain. Okay? So the results of their success, maybe they are more powerful and more wealthy, but it doesn't mean that they're nicer or the world's a better place, and it doesn't mean that they're any happier, does it? But still, we look at these people and we hold them up and we say, wow, those people are successful. Those people are above the rest of us. And because we place them above and say, wow, if I could be anything, I would be like them. And perhaps we say to our children, you want to be rich and famous like those people. You want to have lots of money and a nice house and a nice car like those people. The goal is to become well known and powerful. Okay? So we lift these kinds of people up. The people in your community, the people who are wealthy, the people who are powerful and well known. And we compare ourselves sometimes and think, well, they're more successful. I want my children to be like them. Okay? So we sort of have an agreement amongst ourselves that being more successful is better. And we should push toward being more successful, because then somehow that's better. We'll be happier. We'll have more of everything. So if this is the purpose of life, is to get to the top, okay, then what would be the purpose of education? Okay, so the purpose of education is to become successful, isn't it? Okay, so that is to get the best grades, right? That's to go to the highest level, the best schools, to get the highest level of degree, right? So this would be the point of school, would be to reach the goal of life, which is to become more successful. So this is the world that we have grown up in, isn't it? Now let's think about, is that the only way we can think about our lives? Think about the purpose of life.